Hey everybody, it is Kevin Strosnider coming to you live from our grand studios at 5200 Oaklawn Boulevard in North Prince George from Strosnider Chevrolet. And we are so excited for this episode, episode 17 of Community Driven. And I've got a very special guest with me today, Mr. Henry Kidd from Side Street Gallery. Henry, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, I'm more than happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. Can't wait to share Henry with you today. Last time we shared a hidden musical gem in our community with you, and this week we get to share a not so hidden. Henry's much more known, but an artistic gem in our community. And so glad to have Henry and what he does, what he brings to the community. So thank you so much for being here. And we'll just start off by, first off, if you would tell our viewers a little bit about you, your history, where you're from, and what got you to this
It's
point.
very simple where I'm from. I live in Colonial Heights, and I grew up in Colonial Heights. My dad was a barber in Colonial Heights for 30-some years.
Wow.
In the old Pickwick Shopping Center, which is the only region still there, and it's the only area in Colonial Heights that they can remotely call the historical shopping center.
Oh, wow.
And I'm hoping they can eventually revitalize that area.
Which is where your gallery.
Which is where my gallery is, yes.
Yes.
I'm in what, if people my age or a little younger, remember the old Colonial Heights drugstore. We were
Okay.
in that, and like I said, I'm 3 doors down from where my daddy's barbershop
Wow,
was.
that's amazing.
So
I didn't know that part. That's neat.
It's home for me.
Yeah.
I grew up a block away from there.
Wow.
I'd come in when I was a child, sweep up hair for my daddy, and he'd give me a quarter. Now, that quarter went a long ways because I'd take that quarter, go down to the Colonial Heights drugstore, and get what they call the cherry smash drink for a nickel. Leave there, go down to the opposite side of my daddy's barbershop to a 5 a dime store, buy a nickel pack of bubblegum cards, which I still have many of, and then leave there, go to back in between the drugstore and my dad's barbershop to a High's ice cream, get a nickel cone of ice cream, eat it on the way home, and still had a dime
Still
in
had
my
a dime
pocket.
left to go.
So a quarter went a long ways.
That's funny. Times have changed now.
They have changed, and I am
You
so
gotta take
proud
it.
of being in the community and being able to help
Yeah.
support the arts
That's-
in Colonial Heights and the whole surrounding area.
That's awesome. You got to take out a loan to get all that nowadays, Henry.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I tell you.
Oh me, Henry, so glad to have you here, and we've got some really neat stuff to share with our community here today. I'm excited to share about that. But tell us, let's get into some of your background into how in the world did you get into art and the painting and all that stuff.
Well, honestly, I believe it's a God-given talent, my art. I remember when I was in elementary school, the teachers wanted something drawn up on the board, and she'd ask me to do it. I wasn't great in anything else, but I could sure draw up a storm. And so it's been in my blood all my life. And I do a lot of military artwork. A lot of my artwork is to honor veterans and soldiers and sailors and Marines who, gave their life for the freedoms that we have here. And one of the main things that I have started doing recently is I'm painting now on military stretchers, which is what's behind me.
Wow.
Or in fact, directly behind me is my painting of my father during World War II.
Wow! And tell our viewers, what is that on? Because it's kind of hard to see. What is
Well, like I said, it is painted on a military stretcher that during war would carry the wounded or the dead.
Wow!
And I am working on my 17th stretcher at the moment.
And I've got one behind me as well.
And that's World War II D-Day. With the 29th Division Virginians, which is actually kind of neat because I chose them to, especially being Virginians, but the 29th Division came over on, I think appropriately, the USS Thomas Jefferson across the English Channel to land in Omaha Beach.
That's crazy.
Company DE&F. So, but yeah, I'm really dedicated, and I have told, in fact, I'll tell the people right now, because not many people know this. I'm 74 now.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows how many years He has left for me here.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to give my artwork away.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I want to give my life's work away to
Wow.
some place appropriate where it can be viewed by people to appreciate what soldiers and sailors have done for us, for the freedoms we have. Because what I get, my life's work is infinitesimal if I give it away, to compared to what a soldier gives away when he gives his life,
Yeah.
his
How true that
entire
is.
life. You know, and I don't want them forgotten.
Yeah.
You know,
How true that is. That's
So-
amazing, Henry. That's really awesome. You have so tell me, because obviously you are very touched by the sacrifice of those who have laid down their lives for our country and for
yes.
our freedoms. What do you think inspired that?
Well, I can tell you when I was a child, I remember talking to my grandmother about her father, who was a Confederate soldier, and the horrors he went through. You know, he was trying to help a wounded man off a battlefield at one time, and he's got his arm around his neck and an arm underneath his other arm, and a cannonball came and cut the man in half he was carrying. And he was only 17 years old at that time.
Oh my goodness.
And what did that do to his psyche?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and other stories. And then my dad in World War II, who shipped USS Caldwell, was hit by kamikazes and killed 33 of his friends. Luckily it didn't sink it. My dad said if we ever went down, I was going down the ship because he was underneath the waterline passing up ammunition to the 5-inch gun on the back of the ship.
Oh wow.
But they were able to maneuver. They went back to San Francisco for repairs. And Mom here in Virginia travels across country to see Dad in San Francisco. Well, when she comes home, she's pregnant.
Oh my goodness.
And so if it hadn't been for this kamikaze pilot, my sister would not have been born.
Oh wow.
So, you know, like they say, the Lord giveth and the Lord
Yeah.
taketh away,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But, so my sister's favorite song is I Left My Heart in San Francisco. What
Oh,
else
wow.
would it be, you know?
Wow.
So, yeah, it's the dedication, and I'm a veteran myself.
Okay.
I never served time in war, but I appreciate the men that went off to war. And another thing I'm hoping to do in the not too distant future is with the art gallery, the Side Street Gallery that I operate in Colonial Heights. We are a nonprofit 501c3. So donations are greatly accepted.
Yeah.
So, but I want to do something for veterans, people with PTSD, to get their mindset going in another location, to get them interested in doing art where they can concentrate on what they can do. And even people that are not artists or don't think they are artists. I have worked with a group that, an intervention group that deals with people that have drug issues or anxiety or depression issues, and they have voluntarily joined this group, this program, to get their life back.
Wow.
And none of them are basically artists. And once a week we sit down for an hour and I give them a drawing lesson, and they have discovered talents they didn't know.
Wow.
Some of them have turned out to be fair artists.
Others
Others are not, but they enjoy that. They call me
the
Mr.
time.
Henry and just have
Yeah.
a wonderful time in
Yeah.
there with the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And they say it's their favorite program that they do of any of them.
Wow. So you're more than just an art gallery. You are also using that talent to really impact in a great way our community. That's amazing.
Well,
Henry. I didn't realize that was going on until you told me just a few minutes ago. But yeah.
Well, I want to help the community.
Yeah.
And, you know, art, I think, sometimes is greatly unappreciated. This is, I mean, you go back to the cavemen, and they've got cave painting. Art has been with us ever since the beginning of mankind.
Yeah.
You know, and it is a creative force that comes out of you.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I hope to draw it out of people. If not, get them to do art, but get them to appreciate the arts.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I am interested. I want to share my talent. I don't think the Lord gave me the talent to keep all to myself.
Yep.
I want to share it with other people.
Yeah.
And like the gallery, we have wall space. We have wall space now available for rent. That's how we pay our bills.
Okay.
We rent wall space to other artists to come in, and it's all local artists. We got artists from here in Hopewell, Prince George County, Chesterfield, Petersburg, and Colonial Heights. So it's an area art gallery.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that. So, what can people expect to find? What kind of art? Is there any particular thing they can expect to find if they come visit you at the Side Street Gallery?
They come to visit us at Side Street Gallery. They'll find all forms of art.
Okay.
Because, like I said, we've got nearly 20 artists in there. And
Wow.
we've got room for more than 30 artists in there.
Okay.
And we've got abstract art, we've got realistic art, we've got historical art, you know, as the stretchers show you.
Absolutely.
You know, Civil War artwork, got cars, we got houses, got barn scenes, got birds, got one lady that loves to paint birds, and she is wonderful at doing it. And we also have a monthly art show. We have a gallery. It's inside of our classroom. And once a month, we have a different art show coming up this month. And the deadline is actually tomorrow, Saturday. It'll be our what we call Virginia in Bloom, okay? It'll be a floral art show. And the people that enter we do things a little bit different. I have judged shows in the past myself. I've had come in and judge shows. But we've started something I like, is that the people that actually enter the show get to vote for what they think should be the best piece in there.
Oh, wow.
And so they cannot vote for themselves. That's the only thing. We do this by honor. Okay. They can't vote for themselves, but they have to pick another piece they think is the best piece. And according to who gets how many votes, we go first, second, or third. If there's a tie, I break the tie.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I think I'm talented enough to break a tie.
Yeah. For real.
But we've had high school art shows in there before. In fact, November is a show that we had Colonial Heights High School in there, and next November we're going to do the same thing. So we try to reach out to the young as well as
do you do any like classes? Or
yes, I personally teach a drawing class every Tuesday night starting at 6:30.
Okay.
And that's $15 a class. And the last Saturday of this month of March, I want to start a painting class on Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock. So we'll have both. I'm looking for other people that want to instruct or teach. We've got the classroom for them to do. They can come in and set their price or what they want to charge to people to take their lessons. If they want to give jewelry lessons or a painting lesson, watercolor. I don't do watercolor myself.
I got you.
Okay, all my work has been in acrylic or pencil.
Okay.
And they can make money. All we do is we charge them $5 a head for using our facilities.
Yeah.
So if they only have one student, it costs them $5, and they make whatever difference they charge.
That's neat. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a opportunity, maybe.
Okay.
Do you do anything during the day?
Well, we are open from 11 to 5 Tuesday through Friday, then 11 to 3 on Saturdays.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I know there's in our area a large homeschool community that does stuff during the day, and I know I've got 4 kids who love to draw, and 1 kid who's only 1, and might be interested in paying for an art class.
Well,
You
funny
never know.
thing is that several of my students, I've had 5 different students going through my classes who are homeschooled.
Oh, okay.
And a couple of them are just really, really super good from, 11 years old through 15 years old,
Yeah.
and I've got artwork that I can see they're going to be better than me.
That's
Okay,
awesome.
and I'm so proud to be able to help and encourage them along the
Yeah.
way. You know,
Yeah.
show them what tools to use and how to use them, because like pencil drawing, so many people have taken a #2 pencil you get in school,
Yep.
and they bear down hard to make it dark or
Yeah.
barely press on it to make it light. But no, there are pencils to use for a light pencil and a dark pencil and an in-between pencil. And
Yeah.
I teach them all what to use, you know. I teach them composition, where to place things on the paper. Yeah.
You know, I think I'm going to speak for people like me who are very uneducated in art. We just think it's there's not that much. What's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not that intricate. It's just you just have to have a talent. But there's a lot of intricacies to it, like you said, different pencils for different shades and things like that I think go over the head of your average
Every
person.
job has its tools you need to
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
And you need to know how to use them, how to access them. You know, it's more than just grabbing something quick, trying to sketch something
And
out.
I think some of us miss that. I speak from experience. I think some of us miss that. So that would be neat to hear that and to see that.
Well,
That's awesome.
one thing I would like to mention is that you asked me about my personal artwork. This piece here, see this a little bit closer.
Yeah.
This is something I did for September 11th.
Okay.
And the morning after September 11th, September 12th, I actually saw this vision in my mind's eye. I think the Lord gave me a vision. And I picked up a sketch pad, sketched it out real quick so I wouldn't lose the idea. Well, this is the fastest piece of artwork I've ever done. And I finished it on October 7th, which coincidentally was the day we started attacking back in Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
Okay, our first bombs were dropped. So it was the fastest piece of artwork because I knew I wanted to raise money for relief efforts. And I had prints and posters made, and I raised $25,000 for the relief efforts just by selling. Hallmark in the mall, which is no longer there, let me set up every weekend outside their store and sell these to the public to raise money for the relief efforts. And then I went to New York because there's a firefighter in my artwork. He's got a number 6 on his helmet. Well, Ladder Company 6 was one of the first companies to arrive in the Trade Center. And when they went into the building, they made it up to the 27th floor when the first tower fell. They were in the tower number 1, but tower number 2 was the one that fell first. Well, the Captain J. Jonas ordered them to reverse course and go back down. So they started back down, and on the 21st floor, they encountered a 60-year-old woman, Josephine Harris was her name. She is gone now, but she had come all the way from the 71st floor. One step, a little bit heavy set, one step, but going real slow. So they slowed their pace to match hers, but were able to speed her up a little bit to get her down. When she got to the 4th floor, she couldn't, physically impossible, take another step. So the captain went into the building and to try to find a chair they could set her in and carry her down the rest of the way. As fate would have it, it was a utility floor. There were no chairs available.
Oh my goodness.
So as he's walking back to the stairwell, the tower starts imploding on itself, collapsing. He runs, dives into the stairwell. When the tower stops falling, the only thing left standing in that building is the stairwell they were in for the 2nd to 4th floors. And that's where they're strung out between the 2nd and the 4th floor, the entire unit.
Oh my
Okay?
goodness.
So they survived. So I chose them to represent miracles and hope in my painting.
Wow.
Well, I went to Ladder Company 6 and presented them a copy. And they were so proud of it. This was in November of 2001. And they put me on their fire truck and they took me down to Ground Zero and escorted me through.
Wow.
And then they took me around to about 2 or 3 other firehouses showed them the art. He took the artwork along with them.
Uh-huh.
And I realized at that moment what I did meant more to all the firefighters and police than just this one ladder company.
Yeah.
So I made a promise, and I bit off something more than I could honestly chew. I made a promise that I would give one to every single firehouse, every single police precinct in the entire city of New York.
Oh, wow.
Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 crashed, and Northern Virginia firehouses that responded to the Pentagon. Well, 2 days before the 5th anniversary, I would travel to and from New York every 2 to 3 months with a dozen to 16 framed limited edition prints to give out. And I was sitting signing posters for the firefighters and police. It would cost them a handshake.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And 2 days before the 5th anniversary, I made my final presentation. 338 presentations I made.
Oh my goodness.
That's
amazing.
I was honored to receive a recognition from the Joint House and from Richmond, and I got the certificate on the wall. And right now, I've actually got a display at my art gallery of my memorabilia from 9/11. I mean, and because I gave to them, but they wanted to give back. For instance, a police officer, and I'm signing this poster and handed it to him, and he takes it and says, thank you, and shakes my hand and takes his hat off, sets it on the table. He said, this is for you, thank you. I said, no, take your hat back. I said, I appreciate the sentiment, but no, they cost money. He said, no, it's yours. I said, come on, take your hat back. And he said, no, sir, it's yours. I want you to have it. And he walked away. Wow. I've got his hat on display. Wow. I've got
amazing.
2 pieces of the World Trade Center, a cross that was made from steel, the firefighter cut out, that was presented to me at another firehouse. And I made a memorial quilt out of memorial T-shirts that were given to me by the firehouses. And I have met so many wonderful people up in New York. They said, as horrific as that was, that to meet people like me and other public people coming up there to thank them meant the world to them.
You know, it is amazing how much good comes out of bad situations.
Yes, it is.
And the opportunity for good.
We're all Americans, we're all humans, and we care about each other.
Yeah.
That's what life is about, caring for your fellow man.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been honored that starting on Memorial Day, up at the Virginia War Memorial in Richmond, I am given a 6-month one-man art show.
Oh, wow.
And I am thrilled about that. They have actually commissioned me to do a stretcher for them.
That is so neat.
So
that is so neat.
Please come by the gallery.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
But, we need more customers. We're in a location in Colonial Heights that it doesn't get very much traffic at all.
Yeah.
And so there's still a lot of people in the area that don't even know we exist. We've been there for 13 years.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But the people that do know support us, and we want to support them right back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, for those of our people who don't know, you know, if you've been around here, if you're from Colonial Heights, you understand Pickwick Shopping Center.
Yeah.
But maybe give us a few more.
We are at 135 Pickwick Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Pickwick Avenue. Give us some more some other surrounding.
If you're on the boulevard, heading towards Petersburg, there is a CVS on the corner.
Yep.
Okay, and there's a stoplight right there at that CVS towards the south side of the Colonial Heights.
Yep.
Before you hit the big hill to go down to Petersburg. And if you're heading towards Petersburg at that stoplight where that CVS is, you take a left, that's Pickwick Shopping Center. You'll go around a curve to the left, and we are the next to last building on the right-hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so, and just to give y'all a little bit of extra reference, if you know where the cookout is, it's before the cookout.
Yes, exactly. Before the cookout.
Before the cookout.
Right before the cookout.
Yes, and take a left.
So right before the courthouse.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So, no, that's awesome, Henry. I've known you for probably about 8 to 10 years now,
Yeah.
through chamber and
Through the
things
chamber,
like that.
yeah.
And I've seen some of your stuff, but I didn't know some of the history. So it's amazing to sit here and to learn some of that history and what drives you and the awesome fact that you're going to give away that art. That's amazing. That truly is.
I'm hoping, I don't want to give it away immediately,
Yeah.
because I'm hoping the Lord will give me a few more years
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, so I got more artwork I want to create. I haven't finished my stretcher series yet, although I'm working on stretcher number 17, and stretchers are hard to find. So if anybody out there happens to have any military stretchers at all, or
like
knows where I
these.
can get them, okay, I'll come get them, okay?
Now, I've got 3 more questions
Sure.
for you, and then we're going to end. And I got a little something I'm going to challenge our people on here in just a second.
Okay.
But 3 more questions for you. Question number 1. So, I'm always trying to learn, to grow, and to better myself. And I do a lot of reading personally. That's how one of the biggest ways that I've learned to grow. Is there a particular book or something that you have found? If it's not a book, not everybody's a reader, but a book or something you found that has really helped you personally to grow and to better yourself?
History is the main thing that helps me. Okay, and because most of my artwork, like I said, is military oriented or patriotic oriented.
Yeah.
I have a lot of others that I do fun things too, like I do carousel artwork, okay? But understanding history, real history, not just the stuff you see in the movies, but read the words of the men themselves that were there, and understand them. As far as the artwork goes, there are many, many books out there on artwork. Talk about the great masters. You know, I've done a piece of artwork to honor the great masters. It's a large piece. The centerpiece of it is Michelangelo's David.
Oh, wow.
Okay, which I've seen twice in person in Italy. And it is surrounded by other masters from Rembrandt to Leonardo da Vinci. And so I think studying where the evolution of art and where they got their inspiration. And you can get a lot of inspiration from looking at the old masters' artwork, you know. Today a lot of people love abstract artwork too. And there's a great quality in creating abstract artwork that is pleasing to the eye, and that comes from knowing where to place stuff on the canvas.
Yeah. So. Cool. Well, all right. Second question: if you had 2 minutes in all this area, Colonial Heights, Prince George, Hopewell, Dinwiddie, the surrounding communities, Chesterfield, everybody you had their attention, and they were all looking at Henry Kidd. You had 2 minutes to impart wisdom to the whole area. What would you say?
Artwork has been with mankind ever since the caveman. It is the human way to express their feelings, their emotion, their happiness, their joy, their horror, and to go out and to look at artwork. Artwork evokes emotion.
It does, yeah.
Whether it puts a smile on your face or brings a tear to your eye, okay? You have to learn to appreciate the talent it took and the creativity it took from the human mind to his hand to the canvas or sculpture, whatever it may be. I did 2 pieces of artwork honoring the people in Israel. You know, I did one for October 7th, that terrible day, and of the people that were killed there, connecting it directly with the Holocaust from World War II. Because in some ways what happened on October 7th, I think, was almost worse than what happened. And then I did a second piece honoring the people who were kidnapped and taken hostage. And there are 4 people that I chose to put in that from looking at history, not history, but TV and photographs that were captured that day, videos and stuff. One of the 4 people that I represented in there was actually in Donald Trump's office, the Oval Office, a couple days ago.
Oh, wow.
Okay, was rescued. The other 3 was a mother, a 9-month-old child, and a 3-year-old son. The bodies were just returned a couple weeks ago, and it tore my heart out. I have a little memorial set up in my gallery for them. But yeah, artwork is emotional.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing, and might be the most important question, but it might have not any importance at all. What's your favorite vehicle? It doesn't have to be a Chevrolet.
It is, actually.
Okay.
I had this when I was in college, and I want it back so desperately. I want my 1968 blue Camaro. Okay? It was my dream car, and I didn't realize it was my dream car. My daddy bought it for me used.
Wow.
You know? But it's where I went to Richard Bland School with.
Really?
Okay?
Wow.
It's where I had dates in. And I'm not going to tell you everything that happened in that car.
Don't need to know about that.
Okay? But yes, 1968 Camaro.
Wow.
Got one a lot?
No, unfortunately, we're fresh out. All right, last thing. I'm going to challenge our readers on, our listeners on here. You mentioned to me right before we got on, and reminded me the name of the ship that your father was on.
My father was on the USS Caldwell.
USS Caldwell. And on that, the USS Caldwell was you mentioned that there's something going on eBay.
Yes.
What is that piece that is up for sale on eBay?
There is a pennant that is a narrow strip of cloth that is the American flag, just the stars and then 2 stripes going out. Every ship flies them. And they have the pennant off of the USS Caldwell on eBay right now, and I so desperately want it to display with my father's, because he's actually standing on the back end of the destroyer now. You know?
Wow. So here's the challenge. If I remember, you said they're asking $4,500.
Well, about $4,500, yes.
$4,500. If you so desire, reach out to Side Street Gallery, make a little donation to Side Street Gallery, help Henry get this piece of U.S. history so that he can display this with this painting that commemorates his father, but not just his father, all those who in their service that they lost their lives, they gave up so much for our country. So if you have that desire, please reach out to Henry and see how you can help.
I was not expecting this, thank you.
Yeah,
but I can
absolutely.
promise everyone out there that it is not to be personally mine. Whenever my artwork finds a home for the public to view it, it will be on public display.
That's awesome.
For everyone to share and see and enjoy.
That's awesome. Henry, how can our viewers get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with. We have a Facebook page on Side Street Gallery.
All right.
I'll actually give out my personal cell phone number if you want to.
That's fine with me.
Okay. If anybody wants to reach out to me, my cell phone number is 804-943-2200. That's 804-943-2200.
There you go. All right. Well, Henry, thank you so much. This is just a little present from us to you, a little gift, a little thank you from us to you. And there
Thank you.
go. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you do in our community. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And if you can reach out to Henry and help him out to get this little piece of history, to connect with his father and the history that his family went through, that would be absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for supporting local. Go out and support Henry over at Pickwick Shopping Center.
Don't just support me. We've got
Yeah.
20 artists in
There
there
you
that
go.
they need to have people come in and purchase their artwork so we can continue growing in this gallery and spreading our message.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Henry, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.